All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at Belmont up in Leola, Pennsylvania. This is where the DMT Mulch Mate dump trailer gets built, and I'm going to show you all about how this thing gets put together. So let's take a look at the chassis real quick. So here's the chassis. You have the tail lights all welded in. This steel is, I think that's 3/8 thick, so that's crazy, crazy thick. You have 10-inch I-beams, so my hands are 9 inches, so that's almost 10 inch. You can see all the leaf springs in here. This guy is sporting, those are rubber timbrins right there, okay? You can see them, they're over there, they're over here. That's your arm for supporting the bed when it's up in the air. But you can see how thick this is. I mean, this, I don't know what that is, 5/8, maybe 3/4. All the lines go in these little loops. You can see all right there, the lines get run real nice through all the holes. This is the front platform area right here. So this is where you can put your mower, your mini skid, your top dressers, your aerators. This is a fantastic option to get. One of the most popular versions of the DMT is this setup right here. And so this is where the utility box goes in. All your lines go in down here. You get your hydraulic jack or your sidewinder jack. Look at this. That's 3/4 or 1 inch. I can't tell. Huge, huge, huge plate here. So I wanted to give you guys a really good perspective on, you know, how this trailer is constructed. It is the best in the market. You also have a port right here to put your RCA wire right there. You got your drop down. This is the, see that? Real nice. That swings out of the way. That's all made of 1/8 inch by 2 inch by 2 inch tube. Let's sneak down here while these guys are welding. So this is the can. This is another jig for the short DMTs, but this is the jig that holds the whole body. Okay, so it's all 10 gauge, 12 gauge. All this is tube steel, so you can see it's got the radius right back in here. Tube, 10 gauge, 3/4 inch rod. You can see it's all welded shut there. That's still warm. Side door, 52 inch. I mean, it's just massive. Look how this thing is constructed. It is absolutely huge. Huge rear post to hold the mulch male in the back. I mean, this thing is just never, ever gonna fail on you. You've got your, that is where your 7-pin, your RCA wire, video wire, and your Anderson connector comes out. Look at the size of the beams. These beams are huge. I mean, I got big, big hands, and this thing is just an absolute tank. See all the nice, beautiful welds, all the holes that go into place so you can bolt the latch plates on one side for Mulch Mate, the hinge on the other. You see all this is tube, all that is tube, and then you have just bent metal in between. And then up in here you can see this is where the pivots are for the ram. So I just wanted to give you guys a real good look at how big. All right guys, you also have our side door here with all the latch mechanism. This thing is absolutely a tank. I mean, 1/4 inch steel. Look at the welds. I mean, it's just insanity how beefy this system is, and still holds a really nice weight rating. So you're under that 26,000 pound mark. So here you go. You can see, so it's sheet metal, tube steel, and the sheet metal bends around welds, and then they weld this whole seam up. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing what they build. You can see all the brackets. All these are DMT brackets they have, all the tools they need. Got the air lines, got the welders hanging in the air. I just bumped my head on it. And you can see how big this is, this whole section here. I mean, that whole weld there, that piece is probably a good 7 inches. And that tube goes all the way down from front to back, all the way back to here. This bracket that I have in my hand here, this goes inside here, and then that swings out, and then that's what the door here latches to. And when they're done, they'll have this little bracket here. It'll get welded down there, and then that's what this end here folds into. So it goes right into that hole. So the DMT, man, this thing is absolutely a beast. I can't believe, I've actually never seen it in this condition. I just see it CAD, I see it in, you know, finished form. I've seen one in raw form, the very first one. I've never seen this deep into this unit. It's absolutely fantastic how they put this thing together. And these guys are really, they're true professionals. I mean, they've got every little piece and part that they ever would need lined up, ready to go. Rollers, everything's bolted together, all the sub-assemblies together, everything's deburred. All these parts and pieces are all lasered out. You just see how robust this is. That's a 5-inch tube by, I think it's 5 by 9. So I think what that piece is, if I remember correctly. And I mean, these guys are just, look at that. You see the tube and the radius that goes around the corner? That is normally, so, okay, let me explain to you the difference between a DMT and a regular dump trailer like a B-Wise. BYS makes a nice trailer. I'm not putting it down, but the majority of the parts and pieces are made out of bent metal. When I say bent metal, let me give you an example here. This is bent metal. So you laser it out, and it's got a bend and a bend. And what that means is, when they put the part in, like this is a piece of bent metal here because of the way it's constructed here. So when you look down, it comes in here and it comes in over here. So it has to bend that way. Where like all these tubes, normally what they would do is they would just take this piece, it'd be a flat piece, you'd have a bend here, you'd have a bend there, and then it would get welded back here, and the backside of this would be open. And so what the benefit to that is it's lighter, but the bad side of that is that they use typically a thinner metal. So give you for instance right here, right? So thin metal, now this isn't bent, this is tube, and this is all DMT stuff, but this is bent or thin, and then that's thick. So the most stuff that we use is thick, like this. There's a bent piece right here. So this is all bent metal, right? And so when you use steel like we use, yes, the trailer's a little heavier, but it's a more solid base, and it's more suitable for landscapers because we're just hard on stuff. And I say we because I was for 17 years. So I have a very good idea of, you know, how all this goes. I don't want to forget this. I'm taking this to another manufacturer for a special surprise. But you see all these, this is for the DMT that does not have a front platform here. So they clamp in everything into these clamps, and this is where the utility box goes right there. And so it centers it all the time. This guy over here, I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. And yes, this is all Amish built, and that's an Amish wagon wheel. Very funny. First time I ever saw one, I laughed my hiney off. So just want to give you that real quick little insight there and show you how amazing Belmont is and how amazing our line here is. It's all of our line that they built for us. So we're very pleased, and we're very thankful that these guys, they love our partnership. We love their partnership. They value it. They've actually turned away some of my competition because they value our relationship so much. Oh, check this out. These are timbrins right here. Rubber springs. Look at this. This is what a timbrin is. So it's such a chunk of rubber, and they shove it in there, and that's what gives the suspension. So what that is, that's a cheat. So instead of going with a bigger axle setup, which you can do a 16 or 20,000 pound axle setup on these trailers, on the DMT Mulch Mate trailers, you actually can put in these little guys right there, and they actually simulate the axles as being a bigger axle, but you don't have the expense, or you have a third of the cost, and it doesn't mess with the weight rating of the trailer. No one can bust you out for anything. So it's like this little gray area I found, and yeah, I'm the one that came up with it because I ran timbrins on my trucks for many, many years. So that's a great option to have. So let me just go over this with you real quick again. So this is our most popular setup right here, okay? This is the 12-foot body, holds 13 yards of mulch, so that's a spreadable 17, 18 yards, right? That's that box right there. Then you've got the 78-inch front platform. This platform is the most popular option we have. It is the most bought. 90% of our trailers come out this way. Guys love it. And we have, not necessarily, we didn't pioneer this, but we're the first ones to really have this in production as a you know, production unit. It's not something custom. We don't do anything custom here. This is all, you know, built to order, and we have a set, you know, list of components that we use and options that we support. So this is absolutely the most traditional trailer we sell by far. And let me just kind of go over it with you. Hydraulic front jack, 78 front platform. Back here, typically 16K axles have become the most popular, but you can do 14Ks like these with the Timberins. I'm a fan of those, but 16Ks are just bulletproof. There are 20s. We really don't get, most people don't buy those, but some do. Of course, you have the 12-foot body over there, and then we put the UHMW walls in that body, and we put the lights. I wonder if this has lights. Nope. So typically, a lot of guys get the backup lights that go right there and right there. Yes, my voice just squeaked because I'm 15. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. That's very popular. And then the lighting on the side of that can, we put in some nice LED lighting in that. That is the basic setup. That is mostly what guys like to run. And this is our most popular trailer by far. And we sell hundreds of these a year. So if you guys want to learn more about this, just visit our website, mulchmateusa.com, and we'll be able to spec out your trailer. We do have stock trailers in stock too. They're hard to keep in stock because guys just scoop them up. I think we literally only have 2, which I'll show you pictures of here shortly. But there is a very, very good look at how your DMT trailers are built. and I think that you will love them. If you don't already have one, let's get you one. If you do have one, comment, send us a picture, put the picture in the comments if you can, or tell us your story about your DMT and how much you love it. And if there's something you don't like, let us know. We're always looking for improvements, things that we haven't thought of. Nothing's perfect. So you're not perfect, I'm not perfect. We're learning. That's always been my take on things. So guys, it's awesome. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed this inside look at a Belmont Mulch Mate DMT dump trailer. God, it's awesome. All right, guys, go to mulchmateusa.com, get this thing ordered. We'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.